Poshman number 1.
Yes, Poshman number 57.
I just had this really strange thought that I never have ever thought of in my entire life, but apparently about the first time I've ever thought about it, and I think we better talk about it now because it's the first time we ever do speak about it, never spoke about it again.
And what would that be?
Well, you know motion pictures nowadays?
Yes, those high-class, high-budget films.
Yes, well, I was thinking about the whole budgie situation, and it's just weird that the budgie is more higher than they ever used to be.
Budgie?
Yes, you know, the money they use for the movies.
You mean budgets?
Oh, yes, that's the word. Anyway, but as I was saying, I just think it's very strange that the budget is much more higher than what they ever used to be.
Yes, but that's the economy nowadays. The budget has to be higher to make it better.
No. You don't understand. I found out that British low-budget films, even American low-budget films, are so much better in storytelling and putting in scenes that don't waste time and also make the most money because it makes the most entertaining story.
Nobody cares about the story anymore. Take Transformers, for example.
I will never take that Transformers film in my life. How dare you watch such films? I mean, you know, low-budget films like Psycho. Alfred Hitchcock made that film at $800,000, and he made $50 million in total, only opened in 3 cinemas as well. Transformers hypnotises people with its CGI and its 3D.
But you got to read the figures though. They used $200 million to make over $1 billion.
Yes, but it doesn't mean it's very successful and people don't like it.
Yeah, it does not matter. They made the money out of it though.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see someone do a really random review on YouTube explaining what's better, high or low budget. Me! Oh, I said, but who was that? It was me!
You're not supposed to be here. You're not posh. This is only for posh people.
I am a person to do what you just mentioned. I will do a random review on YouTube, as I actually always do, and tell the viewers what they think is better, high or low budget movies.
Oh, go ahead and make your YouTube video. What is a YouTube?
I don't know. I thought it was a myth. Oh well. I must say though, that boy, he looked really familiar, didn't he? Still, guess he just got one of those faces, I guess. Ha ha ha!
Your laugh is annoying.
Says you, donkey laugh. Production budgets in feature films have continually grown in the 21st century. This trend has shown no signs of slowing down. As Hollywood film studios are constantly competing to produce the next massively successful blockbuster, larger production budgets allow studios to spend more on special effects, on location sets, editing, and a variety of other aspects of filmmaking. Audiences clamour for movies with massive sprawling sets and great special effects, as evidenced by the success of big-budget films such as The Avengers, Avatar, and The Hunger Games. However, a big budget does not guarantee that a movie will be successful at the box office or with critics, from Waterworld to John Carter, for example. Coincidentally, there are a variety of films made with very small budgets that go on to be hits at the box office, and also with critics. 3 small budget movies that vastly outgain their budgets at the box office include Paranormal Activity, The Blair Witch Project, and Napoleon Dynamite. A low budget film is a motion picture shot with little or no funding from a major film or studio or private investor. Many independent films are made on low budgets, but films made on the mainstream circuit with inexperienced or unknown filmmakers can also have low budgets. Many of young or first-time filmmakers shoot low-budget films to prove their talent before doing bigger productions. Many low-budget films that do not gain some form of attention or acclaim are never released in theatres and are often sent straight to retail, or because of its lack of markability, look, story or premise, modern-day young filmmakers rely on film festivals or pre-promotion. They use this to gain acclaim and attention for their films, which often lead to a limited release in theatres. Some low-budget films gain a cult following, and this often leads to a wide release, and a financial figure has not been determined which would define low-budget productions. The term low budget is relative to a certain country and varies upon genre. For example, a comedy film made for $20 million would be considered as a modest budget, whereas an action film or a science film made for the same amount of money would be considered low budget because of the large amount of money required to produce mainstream films. The entertainment value and success of low-budget films depends on the genre, premise, story and financing of the film, as well as the actors and their performances. A low-budget science fiction thriller may perform better at the box office because they require less visual effects, are story-driven and cheaper to make overall. Likewise, a low-budget science action film may not perform well because these films are more action-driven and more expensive to create, something a film with a low budget may not be able to provide in good quality. In many cases, low-budget filmmakers often create story-driven or psychological films in all genres. Low-budget films can be either professional production or amateur. They are either shot using professional or consumer equipment. The money flow in filmmaking is a unique system because of the uncertainty of demand. The makers of the film do not know how well the movie they release will be received. They may predict a movie may do very well and pay back the cost of production, but only get a portion back. Or the opposite may happen, where a project that few think will go far can bring in more profit than imaginable. A big gambling variable is also involved in the use of stars. Frequently, stars are brought into a project to gain film publicity and fame. This process can be profitable, but it's not a foolproof mechanism to successful funding. Due to the secretive nature of Hollywood accounting, it is not clear which film is the most expensive film ever made. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger's Tide officially holds the record with a budget of $378.5 million, while the Hobbit trilogy stands as the most expensive back-to-back film production with combined costs of $623 million after tax credits. Inflammation, filming techniques, and external market forces have impacted the economics of film production. Costs rose steadily during the silent era with Ben-Hur in 1925, setting a record that lasted well into the sound era. Television had a direct impact in rising costs in the 1950s and early 60s, as competed with the audiences back in 1963 with Cleopatra. Despite being the highest earning film of the year, Cleopatra did not earn back its costs on its original release. The 1990s saw two thresholds crossed, with True Lies costing $100 million in 1994 and Titanic costing $200 million in 1997, both directed by James Cameron. Since then, it has become normal for a tentpole feature from a major film studio to cost over $100 million and increase the number of films that costing $200 million or more. I'm Reese, and I've just given you a random review. Now let's see what those posh people think of this.
Do you want to hear a really bad joke?
Oh, go on.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Sorry, I can't let you in. Ha ha ha. That one kills me every time.
That is a bad joke.
I know. I'm so modern, aren't I?
Very modern.
Oh, it's the wife. Hello, darling.